Hey everybody, how are you doing? It is Tuesday, it is 7 o'clock, and it's Dr. K having a candid talk with another community member. And when I say community, I'm talking about community wherever you are, because we are meeting with people nationwide. And today we are in Houston, Texas. Now I know what you're saying. You're like, Dr. Z, where have you been for the past 2 weeks? Because we've been seeing replays. I know, y'all. I was sick. Can y'all believe it? I was down for the count. And so we had two amazing guest replays that we showed for the past 2 weeks. But I am back, and I am back with an amazing guest hailing all the way from Houston, Texas, BRANDY Perry.
Hey, I am here in the flesh. In the flesh.
In the flesh. I love it. BRANDY, thank you so much for joining us. How is the weather out there in Houston? Because it's storming over here.
Today is actually it's kind of gloomy. So whatever y'all got going on out there, it's coming this way. The clouds are overcast, it's cloudy, and then I think we're gonna get a little bit of rain.
Okay. So wherever you're watching from, the comfort of your phone, your iPad, your laptop, your couch, wherever you are, go ahead and share this with us. Share it with a few friends for us right now. Share it with your community, because I promise you want to hear what's going on. And so, BRANDY, tell the people a little bit. I call you BRANDY, but her name is BRANDY. So tell the people a little bit about yourself.
I always say my real friends call me BRANDY. So, so by you calling me BRANDY, I feel special and important. But I'm originally from Toledo, Ohio. Made my way to Houston, Texas with my parents. And I like to say long enough. I've been in Houston long enough to say I'm a Texan. And when I go back home to Ohio, they say I sound funny to them. And I say, well, y'all sound funny to me. And so they get a tickle out of my little Southern accent. So they say that I can't hear. But I grew up in a family of artists and musicians. My dad was a quartet singer. He was also a professional softball player, and my mother played the organ. So I have grown up around the arts and entertainment pretty much all of my life. So it was kind of one of those things I didn't have a choice but to be involved and be exposed to the arts. And I've been involved in the arts ever since I was 3 years old.
Okay. So what have you done? So you said singing, both of your parents sing. Do you sing? Do you talk to us a little bit about how you've been involved in the arts?
So I heard that I sing. I heard that.
Girl,
a little birdie told me I'll be singing. But yes, so I grew up in the Baptist church. And my first real experience with singing was with Shirley Murdoch. And she is, I say, the unsung artist, because we don't talk enough about her and her talent. But I started singing in a gospel choir when I was 3 years old, and Shirley Murdoch was one of the persons who I would stand next to and sing. And she was my first real, say, like, gospel inspiration into singing. And of course, including my dad, because he was a quartet singer, and then my mom. But when I say I've been singing and performing since I was 3 years old, I have been doing just that, singing and performing since I was 3. And I love to tell the story and tell people I'm the original Rudy Huxtable. So when I was 5, I did an audition for The Cosby Show. Got a call back. My dad was supposed to be bringing me to the callback for Rudy Huxtable. My dad, and this is a true story, Dr. Zamora, my dad fell asleep on the toilet. When the school bus brought me home to drop me off, no one came to the door. And so I missed the callback. And it was like, back then, if you have a certain time that you have to be somewhere, you have to be there, or they just move on to the next person. So I always say, I'm really the original Rudy Huxtable, because I feel like if I would have made it back to callbacks, they would have picked me, because I matched more with the Huxtable family. But that was my first introduction to acting. And so I just kind of one thing after the other, growing up, being able to, do a little modeling, do a little print work. But I've just been in it for so long. I love it. It's where my passion is, and any opportunity that I get to display some of those talents and skills, I'm all in and giving 100%.
Awesome. Awesome. So you grew up in the industry
I did.
and in the church.
I definitely that.
I love it. I love it. Hey guys, if you're joining us now, we're talking about Brandy Perry from Houston, Texas, and we're learning about this multifaceted woman of God. Thank you so much, Brandy, for being here. So, May is Mother's Day, and May is also Mental Health Awareness Month. What do these two things mean to you, Mother's Day and mental health awareness?
Mother's Day, number one, is I'm a mommy's girl, and just still having my mother here and around is very important. And I watched my mother take care of my grandmother. So there are so many intricate and intimate moments that I've learned and grown into watching how she cared for her mom, that I know when it's my turn, I'll be able to, bridge that into how I'll be able to care for her. So, it's a blessing, number one, just to still have your mom around, because so many people, are missing or are going to miss that opportunity when that day comes. And I don't take that, for granted. Love on your mom, love on your dad, but love on your mom, because like the saying goes, you only get one. And when it ties into mental health, I'm glad you asked that question, because one of the things that I also watched with my mom is how having to take care of her mother, was a strain on her mentally. Because when our parents get up in age, they kind of regress, into the newborn stage. They get older, but mentally they get younger. And you have to be able to handle all that comes along with that, especially like if you don't have any additional family support, and you feel like the weight of it all is falling on you. And it did take a toll, on my mom, because it seemed like when it got to a point where my grandmother could no longer care for herself.
Brandy, did we
freeze?
I think we froze. You know what? We're in this thunderstorm, so keep on going.
Okay. So when it got to the point where my grandmother could no longer care for herself and mom kind of had to step in 100% and do for her, it played on her mental status. She had, moments of weakness, moments where she felt like, she just didn't want to do it anymore, because it can be heavy on a person. So it's very important, as caregivers, who are taking care of their elderly parents, you have to take care of yourself. You have to take care of your mental health. It's very important. Your mental health is your mental wealth, and you have to take care of you first.
Yeah. And so segueing directly to the mental health and mom, you have an amazing stage play by the name of Therapy, where you explore mental health. Talk to us about the stage play and how you came to this particular point in the play.
Oh my goodness. So this production, and I've written a lot and I've done a lot, but something about this play, it feels different. And as I've been, having interviews about the show and talking to people about therapy, I have been very, very stern and doubling down on, this was not me. This is definitely a God send of a message. God wrote this. I was only the conduit with the pen and the paper to put it down. What happened was I had a dream, Dr. Zamora, and when I had the dream, it was so vivid and I could see it from beginning to end. A lot of people don't know, like my son is in therapy, and he's been in therapy for quite some time. And as a family, the dynamics of us trying to understand what he goes through, and to deal with kind of the emotions and issues that he has been a struggle. But where the rubber met the road for me with this production is, um, internally, how his dad was struggling, trying to understand and to deal with him, and not knowing how to deal with his emotions. And it almost seemed like, two Mack trucks were running into each other, and not just kind of like understanding the processes and understanding, what the therapist was telling us to do. But I had this dream, and the dream was so vivid, and I saw it from beginning to end. And I had this dream for a week straight. And on the they might have been like 1 o'clock in the morning. I woke up at the end of this week and I said, well, Lord, are you trying to tell me something? And so I got up and I just started to write. The last time I had a vivid dream, and I wrote The Final Hours of a Dead Church. And so I knew that there was some obedience in this dream that I had to follow. But what was different in the writing between these two particular productions is I didn't look at what I was writing. Every day I just got up and I wrote what was in the dream, verbatim, word for word. I just wrote it down. When I got to the end of the production, when the last period was put on the page, I went back and I read it from beginning to end, and I just cried and I cried and I cried. And I said, why, Lord? And the more that I read it, I kept saying, this is a premonition. And the premonition is, if we don't learn how to deal with what's going on in the right now, the outcome is going to be what's happening to this young man in the production. And so I was like, I hear you, Lord. I know this is for me and my family, but I also know that this is going to help someone else and change someone else's life and outlook. I don't know, even just like the scenarios, like, is this how they act in therapy? Are these the questions that the therapist actually asks? When it gets this deep, do the patients react this way? I don't know, but It's so realistic, and I just said the Lord did this. I didn't have anything to do with it. It was definitely not me. And I think this is why I'm so passionate about it, because I see the potential that it has to help someone else, that may be going through a similar or same situation, and just how important it is for men to understand that it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah.
And I think they need to know that. We talk about, women and what we go through and how we feel, our emotions, but a lot of times it just seems like for men, they're afraid to address the dirt under the rug. And instead, we just continue to sweep it under there, and nobody ever wants to pick it up and clean it up. And so this is the opportunity for us to see how men can handle approaching their trauma, talking through their trauma, and becoming free from their trauma in various steps, and not just all at one time. So I'm so very, very excited about what this is and what it can become for a nation, because that's just how strongly I feel about it.
Well, I have number one, the name. From the time I saw the name and you and we talked about it, I have just been so in awe of the process. And I agree with you, for such a time as this. This is something that we have to talk about, that we need to not just talk about, but we have to present it to different communities. And I am so glad that you have taken the charge to open this space for men to feel comfortable talking about therapy, and also talking about what is not okay in their life, and being okay with being not okay. Right? And then we as women being in a space where we can be supportive of that.
Yes.
Right? Rather than belittling or critiquing or undermining, that we're in a space that it is supported, that I support you getting on this journey of being okay?
Because it is definitely a journey, and that is what it's crazy, because I'm learning so much from this writing, and it's like, okay, well, you wrote it, but still I
Mm-hmm.
am learning so much from just the writing itself, that it's just it amazes me. And I go back and read it, and like, did I miss something? Did I need to say something here? And when I tell you, I've not made any edits to this production at all. What I wrote is what was given to me, and it is what it is. And I did not want to make any changes, because I just feel like the message that God wanted to go forth, He gave it to me precisely enough to where I didn't have to make any changes. And let me tell you how impactful this story is.
Mm-hmm.
When I finished the story, I said I wanted to do a table read with people who didn't know me, people who were not in the acting community, people who had experience with editing, peer review writers and readers, because I wanted a 100% honest opinion from people who didn't know me, and not just using friends to say, hey, it's good, girl, it's good.
Cheerleaders.
Your friends are sugar coated and patty cake you. But with this, I wanted an honest answer. So we did an initial table read before we did the casting call or anything, because I said, if I put this out, I want it to be of top-notch quality. I don't want to put out any trash.
Mm-hmm.
We did the table read, and I posed the question when we were finished. What do you all think? Good, bad, or indifferent? I want to know the honest truth. I want it all. Tell me. Nobody said anything. The still that grew in the room was like, you could hear a pin drop, as they would say. And I looked down the table, and two of the ladies that had participated in the read had tears coming out of their eyes. One of the gentlemen had his hand in his head, and this is exactly how it looked. He had his hand in his head like this, and he was shaking his head. And I said, "Is it that bad?" And the guy said, "This is the best read that I have had, beginning to end." He said, it comes out grabbing your attention. It holds your attention, and it keeps your attention all the way to the very end. But he said, I could see the picture unfold piece by piece. He said, you didn't leave any question unanswered. And I just was like, oh my gosh, are you guys serious? Nobody had any critiques. And that is, I've not experienced that before, even to the point of there were no typos.
Yeah.
And I was just like, it's God. God did it. God did this one. He did the big one with this one for a reason. And I believe in my heart that we are going to understand the reason really soon.
Amen. Amen. Well, I love it. Hey, you guys, if you're just joining us, I've been talking to Brandy Perry out of Houston, Texas, and Brandy's talking about her new stage play, Therapy. And so this is Therapy right here. It's going to be in Houston, May 17th and May 18th. And so that is a Saturday and 7 p.m. and a Sunday show. It's going to be at the, Brandy, what's the name of the theater?
The Match Theater.
It's going to be at the Match Theater in Houston, Texas. The Match Theater in Houston, Texas. Check it out. This is going to be an incredible production, y'all. I know Brandy. I have worked with her. She's an amazing, amazing psalmist. She's an amazing writer. Brandy, let me see. Brandy took one of my writing classes, and I was like, girl, you got this. Right? Absolutely amazing. So please, if you are in the Houston area, go check it out. Go see her play. We got a big surprise coming up for you, because me and Brandy, we got something that we working on. We have something that we're working on. But yes, so yeah, definitely May this month.
Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yeah, Mental Health Awareness Month. And even if Mother's Day is over, take your mama. Take your mama to see it. Take your daddy, take your auntie, your cousin, your uncle. I am talking about therapy. Therapy. E Major Entertainment and Production presents the stage play Therapy, starring Courtney William out of Austin, Texas. And Austin meets Houston. And Brandy, I am so proud of you. I am so happy for you. I am so excited about this production. I can't wait to see what God does with it. We're speaking a national tour. Yes, ma'am. We're speaking doors be blown open for you. My sister, I just support you. I love you.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
got
Thank
to
you.
blow your mind.
I believe it. I believe it 150%. And you know, like I was telling you the other day, you know, unbeknownst to yourself, are part of this, you know, are part of this story, because had your yes to me being in deadly sins would have not led me to meeting Courtney, you
Yeah.
know, and being able to have the conversation just about this dream, because I was telling him about the dream, you know, and for him to now be in the show. And when I say doing a amazing job,
Yeah.
oh my God.
I have seen some of the recordings. He is such a phenomenal actor.
He is
Um,
killing it.
and he's so humble,
He is.
right? I have met a lot of phenomenal actors with absolutely no humility. And he is such a humble actor who goes above and beyond to deliver. And I am so glad that the two of you connected. And I am so glad at this godly download that you have. And I just can't wait to see what else. You also have something else. You have your music career. Can you talk to us about where can we get Ibrandy's music? Where can we download you?
Yeah, so I would say hold your horses on Ibrandy's music, because we're making some changes and we're doing some upgrades to my sound that it's blowing my own mind. So I'll be releasing a new EP in November that I'm really excited about. And the other thing, I believe I can say it now. It can be out of the bag.
Okay.
I am officially going to be in concert in November with Crystal Aiken. So Brandy Alive featuring Crystal Aiken is coming to Houston November 15th, 2025, which is actually the day after my birthday. So it's like a birthday celebration, but my dreams coming true all at the same time. And again, Dr. Zamora, you were the conduit to this divine meeting with Crystal. We had oh my gosh, we had a conversation when we did gospel praise, and she lit a fire under me that needed to be reignited. And I'm so thankful and so grateful that she did, because it was the reminder that I needed, that God has not forgotten about me, and that I need to put one foot forward and he would take two. So that's where we are, and that's what we're doing. And I'm so very excited for Brandy Alive in November, featuring Crystal Aiken. We are going to have a funky gospel good time in the Lord. So I'm just like, wow, what else you got for me this year, God? Because I'm ready.
More.
I am ready.
He's got more and more and more. And November, I can't wait to be there to celebrate with you, celebrate your birthday with you and with Crystal. I am excited.
Yes.
I am really, I'm excited about the play. I'm excited about your music. I'm just excited about your yes to God.
Yes.
And your yes to God is opening so many opportunities for you. So thank you. Thank you for your yes to me. You have been a wonderful sister friend.
Yes.
And I just thank God for you. Every time I call, you answer, you come, you support. And so it is my heart to answer and call every time you call me. to be there for you as well. And I can't wait to see what we do together with the
Listen,
Lord and for the Lord. So I am happy about this collaboration.
I am too. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. You just don't understand how great of a person, you are, a mentor to so many people, and just, humble and loving, and, woman of God. It's so much and so many good things just to say about you. And I'm just happy to be in the room. When I'm around you, I'm just happy to be in the room. And
And when I'm around you, I'm just happy to be in the room too. So I love you. Hey guys, if you're just joining in, we're talking about the stage play therapy. Therapy coming to Houston, Texas. That's May 17th and 18th. Guys, it's going to be Saturday. There's a 3 p.m. show, a 7 p.m. show, and then on Sunday, a 3 p.m. show as well. And this is going to be at the Matchbox Theater. So don't you miss it. Listen, you don't want to miss this show. So bring your mama, bring your daddy, your brother, your sister, your husband, your wife, your cousin, your auntie. Bring them. You don't want to miss this show.
That's
Brandy,
right.
thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to give you the final words out to talk to the people about why they should come out to Houston to see this play.
Absolutely. Number one, I want you all to know that self-care is not selfish, and that it is okay to not be okay. You have to take care of your mental health. Whatever you're going through, whatever you're feeling, just know that there are people out here willing and wanting to talk to you and help you through your journey. God first always. If God be for us, then nobody can be against us, and there's always help available. So come get your healing. Therapy. Come get your healing, because restoration is around the corner.
Restoration is around the corner. Brandy, thank you so much for joining us. And so we're going to say bye, Brandy. Thank you for joining us. Hey guys, thank you so much for being here. And this weekend we have another amazing event for you, and that is the Aging Well, the Well Women Workshop, The Art of Aging. That's going to be this weekend, Saturday, at May 10th at 11 o'clock. Saturday, May 10th at 11 o'clock is going to be at the Level 3 Event Center in Belton. And we're talking about aging well. We're talking about menopause, hormone replacement, financial, taking care of your finances as you age. Do y'all have those estate plans? Do you have your estate planning? Do you have, just be there, because there's a lot of questions that we have. Okay, a lot of answers for you as well. We have amazing physician, Dr. Larissa Garth will be with us. She's a hormone replacement specialist. We also have Nicole Redmond and Keisha Herrera. That's the Passive Wealth Group. They will be talking about your financial. We also have an amazing panel, and that is Jasmine Rodriguez, Anchor Woman Ann Harder, Laura Segarra, Dr. Sanfrene Britt, and wellness and nutrition coach practitioner Delcina West, and I will be your moderator. So, ladies, we are aging. We can't help it. We are aging, but I want you to age well. Let's talk about how do we age well. Yes, we're going to talk about sex too. I know, y'all. It's going to be all ladies. We're going to talk about what that looks like as we get older. Yes, y'all, it can still be great. It can still be fun. Ladies, let's come together. Let's have a conversation about it, okay? That is May 10th. How can you get your tickets? KZamore.com. KZamore. That's the letter K, ZAMORE.com. All right? Go ahead and log your ticket. Go ahead and get your ticket. Save your seats. And I will see you this Saturday, May 10th at 11 o'clock. All right, y'all. I will see you next week. I will be coming live. Next week, there's no guest. It's just me, because I will be coming live from another country. I got to tell y'all, we're going to have some friends that you will meet from another country. All right? That's all I got, y'all. Have a blessed evening. Goodbye.